God, I mean, it's such an overwhelming... I want to say I'm so sorry, and we stand in solidarity with them, and we see their suffering. There are a lot of children, so many families, so many civilians being affected by this conflict, and it's heartbreaking to see. Yeah.
Any honest parent would admit to having a favorite.
Who's our favorite?
My favorite or your favorite?
Here to stand in solidarity with the health professionals who have lost their lives in Gaza in recent weeks, and it's a really very large turnout today. Yeah, it's something that's very close to my heart. I've done some work in recent years for a charity called Medical Aid for Palestinians, and was in the West Bank in February. Yeah, I've sort of been supporting their work with the medical professionals in the occupied territories. Yeah, very troubled by them, and that's why I was interested in coming today. This march specifically is in support of healthcare workers, a lot of whom have lost their lives in the recent military action in Gaza. That's obviously makes the sort of future for the Gazan communities very compromised, and also in the immediate, it means that they're struggling to provide any meaningful kind of medical support for civilians who are getting injured there. So yeah, it's very troubling what's happening. Yes, I mean, I think all these things are a personal decision. I think it is. It's a very heated time politically. It's a hard thing to stand up for, but I think I certainly feel very clearly that the issues around kind of basic international law, around how conflicts are conducted, are really important to highlight and maintain, because otherwise, and I think that this really affects security for both Israel and Palestine. Ultimately at some point this conflict will have to be resolved, and we're looking for a long-term solution to this issue. And I think breaking international laws or bending those doesn't help anyone. I'm not a politician, so I'm not here to demand anything. I think it seems clear that in order to be able to try and move this very protracted political conflict on and to find a solution, the first thing that has to happen is the conflict needs to stop, so that relief can be brought to civilians, that they can get food and water, medical aid. All those things need to happen in the short term, and then peace ultimately is the first step towards finding a solution, a political solution. Fighting is not going to fix this. The solution will have to be political. Oh God, I mean, it's such an overwhelming... I want to say I'm so sorry, and we stand in solidarity with them, and we see their suffering. There are a lot of children, so many families, so many civilians being affected by this conflict, and it's heartbreaking to see. Yeah.